All right, we're here. Now we just need to find somebody to talk to. Oh, there's someone right there. Excuse me. Is it just me or is it hot in here? Yes, what can I do for you? Okay, let me preface this by saying I know this is gonna sound crazy, but my daughter went missing 14 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Thank you, but actually I recently found her. Well, she found me. This is her right here. That's great. It is, it's amazing. But the thing is, we still have no idea who kidnapped her, and that's why we're here. You see, the kidnapper brought her to this fire station and dropped her off, which is where she was taken to a hospital, and that's how she ended up with these two. Actually, she was swapped with another baby, and that's how she ended up with them, but that's another story for another day, which I can tell you over dinner sometime if you're interested. Here's my number. Call me. Okay. Anyways, the reason we're here is we were wondering if maybe you guys had some files or reports from that night that might mention something, or if you had some security footage that might show us who the kidnapper was. Look, as much as I would love to help, I wasn't even working here 14 years ago, so I can't really tell you anything. The only person that might know something is the fire chief. Is he here? He is. Let me go grab him for you. Oh, thank you so much. Do you really think this is gonna work? 14 years is a long time. I know, but what other choice do we have? I know it's a long shot, but it's worth a try. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Chief Evan. I heard you're here to ask about a baby that was dropped off years ago. Yes, I know it's a lot to ask seeing as how it was 14 years ago, and you probably don't even remember, but... Oh, I remember. You do? I do. It's kind of hard to forget something like that. Well, what can you tell us? It was a pretty quiet night. I was actually starting to doze off when I heard a bang on the door. When I opened it, there was just a basket sitting on the ground. I looked around to see who dropped it off and saw somebody running in the distance. Then I looked down at the basket again and realized it was a baby. A little girl wrapped in a fuzzy pink blanket with the name Abigail embroidered on it. Oh my God, that's the blanket I brought her home from the hospital in. She was the tiniest little thing and even had this little birthmark on the side of her head that was so cool. It looked like a crescent moon. That's why I've always remembered it. Did it look like this? Yes! So you saw the person that brought her here then? Yes, but barely. I wasn't able to make out much. It looked like it was a woman, pretty short, with long dark hair, but that's pretty much all I could see. Well, what happened after that? A police officer picked her up and took her to the hospital, and that was that. Sorry, I can't give you any more. Oh no, you gave us plenty. Thank you so much. Now I at least have somewhat of an idea of who took her. Of course, ma'am. Now I gotta get back to work, but stop by if you've got any more questions, okay? Thank you again. Y'all have a good one. Wait, I'm confused. I thought you said there was no record of a baby being dropped off that night. There wasn't, but Mrs. Schmidt said there was. And if Mrs. Schmidt says something happened, then it happened. Why would she want us to lie? I don't ask questions, kid. I just take the check and do what she asks. And if you want to keep your portion of the very large donation she gave us, you better keep your mouth shut too. So, now that you have a description, can you think of anybody that fits it? Actually, no. And the more I think about it, the more it doesn't make any sense. Why would some random woman come into my house, steal my baby, and then drop her off at a fire station? Yeah, and how did she get into your house without breaking in? You know, something just isn't adding up. I feel like there is a major clue that we are missing. Hello? Hey, it's Jacob, the firefighter you just spoke to. Oh, hi, Jacob. Wow, you couldn't even stay away from me for 5 minutes, now could you? Listen, I need you to listen carefully. I really shouldn't be saying this, but something just isn't sitting right with me. It's called butterflies. I had them too when I saw you. What? No, this is about your friend's daughter. Oh, well, what about her? She was never brought here that night, or any other night. The chief made up the whole story. Wait, what? Why would he do that? He's being paid off by that billionaire's wife. What's her name? Robin Schmidt. Yes. She knew you were coming and told us to make up a story to have you chase fake clues. How did she even know we were coming? I don't know, but you didn't hear any of this from me, okay? Anyways, I gotta go before the chief sees me. Bye. That bitch! You better not be talking to me. No, Robin Schmidt. Apparently that whole story we just heard was all fake. The sexy firefighter just called me and told me that she paid off the fire chief and told him to make up a story to fool us. That sneaky little gold digger. See, I knew we shouldn't have gone up against this kind of money. She can buy this entire town 5 times over if she wants to. No. The story we heard had to be true. The chief knew way too many details, like the pink blanket. Yeah, and he also knew about my birthmark. Exactly. How would Miss Schmidt have known about that? Because someone who did know told her. Dawn, what are you doing here? I found something, but I couldn't risk telling you guys at the station, so I followed you here. Well, what is it? Something about all of this has felt way off from the very beginning, so I pulled up the scheduling at our office from that night. And do you know what I found? What? Charlie wasn't working that day. He called out sick. What? Yep, he never even entered the building, so his alibi of being at the police station doesn't check out. Well, I also looked into the fire station and saw that a police officer was never brought here that night. Nor was a police officer ever called to take a baby to the hospital. So that means somebody who happens to have a badge and a uniform who wasn't on duty that day is the one that brought her in. Charlie! See, I wasn't that far off now, was I? No, I refuse to believe this. Why would my ex-husband kidnap his own daughter? Wait, didn't you say he left you for somebody else? Maybe that's why he did it. Yes, but even so, I refuse to believe it without any proof. Well, there is one person who saw the police officer that night. Oh, please don't tell me we have to go back to...
Donna, here we come.